Hey there. If you're a parent, it probably feels like AI is just everywhere, right? And you might be wondering, what does all this mean for my kids? Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut through the jargon and look at the three main types of AI that are shaping your children's world, so you can feel a whole lot more confident navigating this new landscape together. All right, let's just start with a quick question for you. Do you think you use AI every day? Maybe when you're checking your phone or even just watching TV? The answer, well, it might surprise you. Yeah, the answer is almost definitely yes. From the shows we stream to the maps that get us around town, AI is already deeply woven into our family's daily life. And a lot of the time, we don't even notice. So let's pull back the curtain and see what's actually going on. Okay, so the first type of AI is one you're already using all the time, even if you don't know its fancy name: predictive AI. I like to call this one the guesser, and you'll see why in a second. Its main job is to make incredibly smart predictions. So what does it do? Well, it looks at tons and tons of information, like say your family's viewing history or your favorite songs, to spot patterns. And based on those patterns, it makes a really smart guess about what you're going to want next. It's kind of like the secret sauce behind all that personalization we see online. And you see this stuff everywhere. I mean, think about it. When your streaming service suggests a new movie for family night or a music app builds that perfect playlist for a road trip, that's the guesser at work. It's looking at your past choices to predict what you'll love in the future. Okay, so the guesser is all about predicting things. But our next type of AI does something completely different. This is the one that's been making all the headlines lately: generative AI, or as I like to call it, the creator. See, this AI doesn't just guess, it actually creates totally new stuff from scratch. We're talking about the engine behind tools like ChatGPT that can write stories, whip up emails, or even make images and music out of thin air. And listen, this is a really, really important point for us as parents. When your kid asks something on ChatGPT, it is not searching the web for facts like Google does. Nope, it's more like a super smart autocomplete, just guessing the next most likely word to build a sentence, based on all the text it's learned from. This analogy here is a fantastic way to wrap your head around all the jargon. So think of AI as the whole big idea of transportation. Then a specific kind of AI, like a large language model, you might hear people say LLM, that's like one type of transport, like cars. And a tool like ChatGPT, well, that's just one specific model of car, like a Volkswagen Polo. There are tons of other models out there. All right, so we've got the AI that guesses and the AI that creates. The third type is the one that's just now starting to pop up, and it's an AI that can actually do things. This is agentic AI, or what I call the actor. So imagine a digital assistant that doesn't just give you answers, but can actually go and complete complex tasks for you online, step by step. That's the big idea here. It has agency, meaning it can act on its own to hit a goal you've given it. And here's a perfect example that makes it super clear. A generative AI, the creator, could write up an amazing, detailed plan for a family trip to Mont Tremblant. But an agentic AI, the actor, could take that plan and then actually go online, book the flights, and reserve the hotel for you. See the difference? It takes action. Okay, so we've got the guesser, the creator, and the actor. Now for the really important part. How in the world do we talk about this stuff with our kids? Maybe the most important thing we can teach our kids is this. AI is a tool, a really powerful tool, like a hammer or a paintbrush. It's not magic, and it's definitely not a replacement for their own amazing brain. The goal is to help them be the one holding the hammer, not just looking at the thing it built. And you can make this super simple and relatable. For the guesser, just point to the YouTube videos it recommends. For the creator, make it a game. Say, hey, let's ask it to write a silly poem about the cat. And for the actor, you can just frame it as a cool what-if question. What if our speaker could not just add milk to the list, but actually order it for us? A really great way to teach this is to create with the AI, not just have it do stuff for you. Like you could use a tool to brainstorm a bedtime story. Your child comes up with the hero and the place, and the AI helps you build the story out. It becomes this fun, collaborative thing where your kid is still the director of the show. And last but definitely not least, a really important safety note. Most of these big generative AI tools like ChatGPT have a minimum age. It's usually 13, and it requires you, the parent, to give permission. So before your kids start using these, it's so important to check the terms of service and make sure they're old enough. So as we wrap up, this question here is really the one for all of us to chew on. How do we guide our kids to be creators in this new world, not just passive consumers? Well, understanding the difference between the guesser, the creator, and the actor, that's the first big step. Thanks so much for tuning in.